Stop whatever you're doing right now. Put down your phone, close your laptop, set aside your coffee, because what I'm about to say, I have never said out loud before. Not to anyone, not ever. And the reason I'm saying it today in front of everyone is because she deserves to hear it publicly. She deserves to know that I'm not ashamed. I'm not hiding. I'm not unsure. I am completely, irreversibly, undeniably hers. Now, let me tell you everything. People always ask couples, how did you know? How did you know this was the one? How did you know this was real? How did you know this was real? How did you know you weren't just caught up in a feeling that would fade away like every other feeling does? And honestly, I used to laugh at that question because I never thought I would be the person standing here saying these words. I was the person who believed love was complicated, messy, painful, a transaction where someone always ends up losing more than they gain. I had seen enough broken relationships around me to convince myself that maybe, just maybe, I wasn't built for this. Maybe I was too guarded, too focused, too independent. And then, she happened. Not like a storm, not like a flood. She happened like sunrise. Slow, quiet, and before I even realized it, the whole world looked different. I remember the first time I truly looked at her. Not just glanced, not just noticed, but truly looked. And I thought to myself, oh, so this is what people have been talking about. This is why poets write poetry at 3 a.m. This is why musicians play sad songs about people who aren't even sad. This is why people make promises they plan to keep forever. Because when you find the right person, forever doesn't feel long enough. I want to be honest with you today. I want to be vulnerable. Because I think we live in a world that sells us a very dangerous version of love. We see movies where the couple fights dramatically, then kisses in the rain, and suddenly everything is perfect. We scroll through social media where relationships look like highlight reels, beautiful vacations, matching outfits, perfect captions. And we start to believe that love is supposed to feel like fireworks every single day. But here's what I've come to understand. Real love is not just fireworks. Real love is electricity. Fireworks are beautiful, but they burn out in seconds. Electricity? Electricity powers your entire life. Real love is the person who notices when you're quiet, not because you told them something was wrong, but because they know you well enough to feel the difference. Real love is the person who stays up with you when your mind won't stop racing, even when they have to wake up early the next morning. Real love is the person who celebrates your smallest wins, like they're the biggest victories in history. Because to them, your happiness is history. Real love is not about finding a perfect person. Real love is about choosing an imperfect person perfectly and choosing them again every single morning, even when it's hard, even when life gets heavy, even when the days feel more gray than gold. That choice, that daily, deliberate, conscious choice, that is what separates a relationship that lasts from one that simply passes through. Before she came into my life, I had walls, high walls, thick walls, walls I had built brick by brick over years of disappointment, over moments when I trusted and got hurt, over times when I opened up and felt foolish for it. I was comfortable behind those walls. And then she walked in, and she didn't try to break them down. She didn't force me. She didn't demand access. She just sat down beside the wall and said, I'll wait. Take your time. Do you know how rare that is? In a world that's always rushing, always demanding instant results, always expecting immediate returns, she was patient. And slowly, brick by brick, I started removing them myself. Because she made me feel safe. Not safe like nothing bad would ever happen, but safe like whatever happens, we face it together. She taught me that vulnerability is not weakness, that asking for help is not failure, that saying I'm scared doesn't make you less, it makes you honest. She showed me that love doesn't diminish you, it doesn't shrink you, it doesn't ask you to become less of yourself. The right love expands you. It makes you braver, kinder, more patient, more present. It makes you want to be better, not because you feel inadequate, but because you feel inspired. She inspired me. She still inspires me every single day. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things a person can do for another. Not fix them, not change them, but inspire them to grow into the person they were always meant to be. Now, Here is what I promised I would say today. Here is the announcement. Here is what I need you, and everyone in this room, to witness. To my future wife, wherever you are right now, whether you already know who you are to me, or whether we haven't fully found our way to each other yet, these words are for you. I want you to know what you're getting, not the version of me I perform for the world, not the version I show in highlight reels, the real version, the full, unedited, unfiltered version. You are getting a man who will show up. On the days when life is beautiful, I will show up. We will celebrate together, laugh together, make memories that feel like home. On the days when life is brutal, I will still show up. I will sit in the darkness with you. I will not run. I will not distance myself. I will hold your hand and remind you that the night always ends. You are getting a man who will choose you. Not just on the easy days. Not just when it's convenient. Not just when it's convenient. Not just when choosing you costs him nothing. I will choose you when it's hard, when we disagree, when I'm tired, when the world is pulling me in 1,000 different directions. I will look at all of those directions, and I will choose you. You are getting a man who will grow with you. I am not a finished product. I am a work in progress, and I don't want to pause my growth while I'm with you. I want to grow because of you, alongside you. I want us to look back 10 years from now and be amazed at how far we've come, together. You are getting a man who will make you feel seen, not just looked at, seen. I want to know your fears, the ones you've never said out loud. I want to know your dreams, the ones that feel too big to admit. I want to know what makes you laugh until your stomach hurts, and what makes you cry when no one's watching. I want to know you, all of you, forever. You are getting a man who will respect you, in public, in private, in the room with all eyes watching and in the room with only the two of us. My respect for you will never depend on my mood. It will never be conditional on whether you agree with me. It will never waver, because you are not just someone I love. You are someone I admire. And you are getting a man who will love you loudly and quietly, loudly because you deserve to be celebrated. You deserve to be honored. You deserve for the world to know how extraordinary you are. Quietly, because real love isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a cup of tea made exactly the way you like it. Sometimes it's a cup of tea made exactly the way you like it. Sometimes it's remembering the small thing you mentioned once and making sure it matters. Sometimes it's just being there, silently, steadily, unshakably there. I will love you loudly and quietly. Both. Always. People say forever is a long time. They're right. Forever is Monday mornings and Friday nights. Forever is arguments about small things and apologies that mean everything. Forever is seasons changing, and bodies aging, and life shifting in ways neither of you can predict. Forever is not a feeling. It is a foundation. You build it, day by day, decision by decision, choice by choice. And I genuinely, deeply believe, that the right relationship doesn't just survive forever. It thrives. It gets richer, deeper, more layered, more beautiful, like wine that ages well, like a song you discover new meaning in every time you hear it. I believe that love, true love, is not something you fall into and then maintain on autopilot. It is something you tend to, like a garden, with water, with sunlight, with attention, with care. Some seasons the garden will be blooming and lush and breathtaking. Some seasons it will be cold and the flowers won't show. But you don't abandon the garden in winter. You trust the roots. You do the work. You believe in the spring that's coming. And that is exactly what I commit to. Not just to be here in the bloom, but to be here for every winter, every frost, every season, all of them together. To everyone here today, to everyone reading this, to everyone who has shared their own love story with me, or kept it quietly in their heart, I want to say this. Don't settle. Don't settle for love that makes you feel small. Don't settle for a relationship where you have to shrink yourself to fit. Don't settle for someone who loves you only when it's easy, only when you're perfect, only when you're performing. You deserve the kind of love that sees your mess and stays anyway. You deserve the kind of love that hears your silence and understands it. You deserve the kind of love that makes you feel not just wanted but chosen, deeply, deliberately, lovingly chosen. And if you haven't found it yet, don't lose hope, because I was that person once. The skeptic, the one who had almost given up on this kind of love. And then everything changed. So hold on, stay open, stay soft, even when the world tries to make you hard. Your person is out there. And when you find them, or when they find you, don't be afraid to say it out loud, in public, without apology. Love is not something to be ashamed of. It is the most courageous thing you will ever do. So, my future wife, this is the announcement. This is the declaration. This is me, standing here in front of everyone, telling you and the entire world I am ready. Ready to love you in the way you deserve to be loved. Ready to build something with you that neither of us could build alone. Ready to face every tomorrow with your hand in mine. I don't have everything figured out. Life doesn't come with a map, but I have this, a heart that is fully, completely, and permanently committed to you. And if that's enough, then let's begin.